Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is inspired by the butterfly effect. This was actually a suggestion from Mello. Hello if you're watching and thank you for your suggestion. Butterfly effect. What are some small actions that can drastically change your life for the better? So basically in today's reading, I want to see what is that tiny thing that can change everything for you. That action, that decision you make, that little shift in your mindset that can change everything. And there's a few different ways that this reading could resonate for you. For some of you, it could be actually something that you've already done. So when you're listening to the reading, if this sounds like something that you've already done, then this reading would be your confirmation that that is the thing that is going to lead to these huge shifts in your life. For others of you, it may be something that you are currently thinking about doing. Like you're kind of, should I do it? Should I not do it? So if that's the case for you, then this reading could show you what the big shifts are that it will lead to, and that could help you make your decision of whether you want to make this small shift right now or not. And then for others of you, this reading could sort of be like advice. So if it's something you haven't done yet, this could be a suggestion from your guides, from your higher self. Like these are some steps that you could take right now to bring about larger changes in the future. So there are 3 groups to choose from today, and you can definitely listen to just 1 or 2 or even all 3. Please feel free to choose any and all groups that you're feeling drawn to. There's a different crystal for each group and also a different oracle card. And as you can see, they all have butterflies on them. These are all from different decks. I just chose 3 oracle decks that I was pretty sure would have butterfly cards in them, and they didn't disappoint. They all had butterflies. So they're all kind of like styled a bit differently with numbers, keywords, phrases. We're gonna take a close-up look at all of them, and please pick whichever one or ones you feel drawn to the most. For my group number 1s, we have this rose quartz apple, and your oracle card is from the Oracle of the 7 Energies. It's card number 10. It corresponds to the sacral chakra, and it's called Close Encounters. For my group number 2s, we have some purple fluorite with chalcedony, and your oracle card is from the Secret Language of Animals deck. It's card number 34, and it's the lotus blue butterfly, and the keywords are transformation, becoming, lightness, and beauty. And for my group number 3s, we have this Celestite, and your oracle card is from the Divine Abundance Oracle. It's called Trust, and it says, "Allow me, Divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you to know exactly how to handle them." Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the rose quartz apple and this Close Encounters card from the Oracle of the 7 Energies, this is going to be a reading. I just wanted to mention that before I started filming your group, I had Swim by BTS in my head, so that might already be a confirmation for someone out there that you have found your group. But I wanted to just go ahead and pull one more card from this oracle deck just to see if your guides have any beginning messages for you before we get into the tarot. Is there anything my group 1s need to know before going into this reading? We have Beyond the Ordinary. So what is coming to me from this card is that the potential future that is waiting for you could be a little bit beyond the scope of what current you thinks is realistic or possible for you. There may even be some points during this reading when we're describing the future that is possible for you that you're like, yeah, right, like that would never happen. Or maybe it just feels like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm capable of that. So I think before going into this reading, you know, obviously if the messages are not resonating at all, then this is probably not your group. But I think your guides are gently inviting you to suspend your judgment just a little bit when it comes to what is possible for you, because that may exceed what future you is doing, may kind of exceed current you's expectations. Something I was also kind of feeling with this Close Encounters card is that the future that is possible for you and that is waiting for you to claim, it's like you've kind of gotten a glimpse of it. You've kind of gotten a taste of it, maybe from observing other people living that kind of life, or you've manifested like a little bit, you dipped your toe in it a little bit before, but you haven't really fully committed and fully plunged into that world. And actually, for some of you, I'm hearing the difference between what current you is capable of manifesting and what future you is capable of manifesting is just a matter of committing. It's like a matter of going all in and saying, I'm hearing like, this is who I am now. This is what I'm doing now. This is who I am now. So changing your self-concept or your identity might be a part of this. Because it's like, I feel like it's not that you don't think it's possible, because you've seen other people do it. It's just like it's a matter of, oh, I can do this too. I can become this person too. And that concept might still feel a little bit like out there for you. Like, oh, that's a very ambitious dream kind of vibe. That's the vibe that I'm getting. But so your guides are saying like, suspend your judgment a little bit because you're capable of more than you think. Yeah. All right. So let's get into the tarot now. Of course, we want to start by seeing what is the small shift that starts it all. What is the small shift that plants the seed for these big changes? Also, I'm pretty sure this is a crown chakra card because this deck has chakra themes. So you may even be already receiving downloads or seeing things in dreams that you're like, that's no way that would happen. That actually just happened to me the other night. And that's when I realized it was a dream, because I was like, this wouldn't happen, but who knows? Maybe it can. Maybe I need to take notes about this message too. All right. What is the small shift that changes everything for my group ones? Um, 1989 just came into my head, which I know is a Taylor Swift album, but also someone could be born in that year. Okay, we have the Five of Cups in reverse, and we have Justice in reverse. Okay, interesting. The thing that is going to really, what is a word? Whatever. The thing that's going to start it all, the thing that's going to be a catalyst for your explosive growth, I'm hearing, is actually some kind of disappointment. And, ooh, okay. Group one, I feel like deep down, you really do believe in yourself. And you really do know that you are deserving of the opportunities and experiences and recognition that you want. I think that voice in your head that tells you you're not worthy is not actually you. And in some cases, it could be a little form of self-sabotage or like a protective kind of mechanism to play it safe. What I'm seeing here is some kind of disappointment along your journey that you then turn into this, I'm hearing obsessive, but not in a bad way. You turn into this obsessive fuel to propel you towards your victory. You take that emotion of disappointment and you alchemize it into like drive and like ambition and hunger for the next thing. And that's when you really start like taking shit seriously and you're like, okay, now I'm really gonna make this happen. Like I mentioned in the intro, for some of you, this thing could have already happened. So if this sounds like something that's already happened to you, this is not me predicting that it's gonna happen again. This could be something that already happened. It could be ongoing right now. It could be in the future. We're just looking at the moment that changes everything. Because this can be the moment you realize that self-doubting voice is not actually yours. That's not actually you. Because I think this feels like some kind of rejection or something not panning out the way you'd hoped. And your reaction being like, this is not fair. And that's when you realize your true feelings about it. Sometimes it takes kind of a moment of crisis or a moment of the script flipping for you to realize how you actually feel. Because if you truly didn't believe in yourself and you truly didn't feel like you deserve this opportunity, when this disappointment happened, you would be like, oh yeah, that's what I expected. I didn't deserve it anyway. But no, like something else awakens in you where you're like, this isn't fair. Like I worked so hard, whatever this is. I worked so hard. I practiced so hard. I was moving with the best intentions for myself or for others involved. I feel like this is kind of the moment where you can be honest with yourself and you're like, wait a minute, like I should be able to manifest good things for myself. I am deserving of these good things. Deep down, I feel like the universe has something good for me. And that's why it feels so wrong when things like this happen. You have this inner sense of justice that is standing up for you. And that's the moment of realization, like I truly do deserve good things. And this voice in my head telling me that I don't is not me. Like I don't claim it. I don't identify with it. I hope that this is making sense. But I'm thinking, for one example, like a creative, you know, they've auditioned for something or they've submitted their work somewhere and it got rejected. And maybe they feel like the reasons for it being rejected are really silly. And they're like, no, I know this is good work. Like, this is the moment you realize, like, no, I have something truly good to offer. It's not supposed to be like this. I'm supposed to be successful. And you're taking that, like, disappointed emotion and fueling, like, you're going to keep going. You're fueling your next endeavor. You're fueling your next try. But this time, like, with belief in yourself and what you have to offer and your capabilities and your worthiness. Because whoever or whatever is rejecting you or not working out for you, it's like so silly. It's so, I'm like getting frustrated and I don't even know what it is. But maybe when you hear like the words of your inner critic mirrored back to you from the outside, you realize how silly it sounds. Does that make sense? Like, that narrative in your head that tells you, oh, like this isn't good enough, that isn't good enough. When someone on the outside says that to you, you're like, oh, that sounds dumb as hell. It's like an opportunity to hear how dumb your inner critic sounds when it denies you things, when it tells you you're not good enough. So this really flips the script of your inner narrative. You realize how silly it sounds when you doubt your abilities, when you dismiss your gifts, when you like deprive yourself of feeling worthy of good things. You're like, oh, I realize how dumb this is because Like, what the heck? I'm so talented. I'm so worthy of love. I'm so good at what I do. Like, I deserve all the good things. What was I thinking? And now you're moving forward this like hunger and this really positive mindset and like wanting to show yourself how good your life can be and just how much you deserve. Ooh, I'm like getting chills. This is like a really powerful mindset shift. And the fact that both of these are reversed, it really does feel like this is something internal, which is kind of exciting because if you're going through an internal shift that's like not dependent on the outside, I feel like nothing can stop you. So how is this actually going to manifest? Like, what is this going to look like in your life? How can you know when this is happening? We have the King of Swords in reverse. For some reason, the first thought that came to my mind is like, you're throwing a plan out the window. There was some plan that you were trying to stick to, and you realized that it was just making you smaller. It was dimming your light. It was maybe shrinking your creativity. This is very like, whatever's happening here, it's very like, screw this. Like, screw this, screw the plan, I'm gonna do things my own way now. You were maybe kind of moving in a way to please someone else, or just kind of moving with others in mind, a more others-centered way of showing up. And whatever's happening here is kind of making you like, fuck this. And you're throwing some plan away and saying, I'm gonna do it my way now. And maybe you're gonna be more spontaneous moving forward. Yeah, for those of you, maybe this isn't for everyone, but for those of you who have been kind of tweaking yourself to fit the standards of another person or group or organization, I feel like this is a moment where you're like, why am I even doing this? Like, you can do all the right things to like please someone else or meet someone else's standards, and it could still not work out. So why not just please yourself and live by your own standards? How is this going to actually manifest for you? That's very interesting. So we just got the King of Swords in reverse, and now we have the Queen of Swords in the upright. So I feel like for some of you, okay, this isn't gonna be for everyone, but for some of you, you may be like rejecting the patriarchy or rejecting some kind of patriarchal standard or role that was imposed on you, or that self-criticizing voice in your head, you're realizing this is not me, this is the patriarchy. And patriarchy affects all genders. So it doesn't matter what gender you are, but we can definitely like monitor ourselves and criticize ourselves and, you know, try to suppress certain things and try to perform a certain way. And we think that it's our own preference and our own standard, but it's actually just a societal thing that we've internalized. And so for some of you, maybe not for all of you, but for some of you, it could be related to patriarchy. Or in general, you could be embracing more of your feminine energy. Like your true feminine energy, not what society says feminine energy is. And that's going to be unique to everybody. And actually, that kind of matches with that message of throwing away a plan. Throwing away a rigid way of thinking to one that is more flowy and aligned with your true nature. Not having to plan every second of every minute, giving yourself time to just be and play around and see what happens. And we also have the Seven of Swords in reverse. All of these reversals are definitely making me think there's a lot of like internal deprogramming that is happening for you. I think you're realizing there's one or multiple voices or narratives that have been playing out in your head that have been lying to you. That have been lying to you about what you're capable of and making you feel like you need to be smaller, or that you need to follow a certain script and follow certain rules out in the world. And you're like, oh, this is bullshit, and uprooting that narrative. Some of you could be, this is also not going to be for everyone, but there could be some transit happening to your natal Mercury that is helping with this, or like something to your third house, I want to say. But there's a lot of reverse cards, which is making me think this energy is inward, and there's a lot of air energy. Like 4 out of the 5 cards here are related to air. So this is definitely like an inward mindset shift. It's very interesting that you chose the card too that has the butterfly in the cage, because I feel like this is about you freeing yourself mentally. And actually, Uranus in Gemini, which is a collective transit that we're all experiencing, Uranus in Gemini could be assisting in this. Especially if Uranus, it's in like the very early degrees of Gemini right now, but if it's like aspecting your natal Mercury or your natal moon, I want to say, or even sun, we could throw sun in there and ascendant and stuff. Anyway, if Uranus is aspecting something important in your chart right now, you could be feeling this extra strongly. Wow. So what is the short-term impact of this going to be? We have the 5 of Swords. And we have the King of Cups. Okay, so this is definitely, I feel like before things start getting added to your life, some things are going to be subtracted. This is so interesting. I was just, I heard just like a section of a YouTube video, and it was saying something like, a lot of people think when they're trying to become happier that they need to add something to their life. You know, like I should start this new habit. I should start this hobby. I should start this side hustle. Like I need to add this to my life and then I'll be happy. But a lot of the time it could be that subtracting something and like simplifying your life is really the key to your happiness. And something about this 5 of Swords is making me feel that way. So I think in the short term, when you have this mindset shift, there's gonna be some things that you can no longer, I'm hearing you can no longer justify it because you love yourself so much and you love your peace. You love your inner peace so much and you love how it feels like when you're emotionally balanced. Like you're falling in love with how it feels when you take care of yourself and honor yourself. And there's just like certain things that you can't justify anymore. So I'm smelling something kind of floral. I don't know, like fresh, I don't know. It just smells like fresh flowers. Anyway, this feels like certain things in your life that you currently do that kind of stress you out, that you dread, that you don't really like. And that honestly, like if we're being really honest, you don't have to do, but you do them anyway out of some sense of obligation. That I think comes from societal pressures. Because again, like this, anything that you're letting go of during this time, like it's not you. It's some narrative that you internalized. And for a few of you, it could be gender related. Like I have to take on these burdens because that's what this gender does. Like it's kind of that deeply ingrained societal thing. So it's like, you don't like doing it, but you never questioned it because you just feel like this is what I have to do. And now with this mindset shift where you're really freeing yourself, you're like, wait, what if I don't have to do this? Like, what if I can drop this commitment? What if I can drop this burden? What if I can start saying no to this? Yeah, because when I saw the 5 of Swords, it made me think you are rejecting something. You're rejecting something. You're saying no to something. And this feeling of like, I don't need to add more things to my life. I can start letting go of things. I think that just feels so good. There was a reading recently where I was feeling pain in my, like the base of my neck and my upper shoulders. And a lot of people in the comments were saying like, oh yeah, you were channeling me, like, because I have that pain. And I'm kind of feeling a similar thing right now. But it's like that tense feeling you get if you were carrying a heavy backpack or a heavy shoulder bag all the time. And so maybe this feeling is like symbolic of a burden, a mental and emotional burden that you're carrying, something that eats up your time, but that you didn't really question before. And this is you being like, wait, I don't have to do this. So in the short term, I think a lot of things that have eaten up your time, a lot of things that have like taken up space in your routine that you dread or like even resent that you have to do it, those obligations are going to be falling away or you're going to be rejecting them. Life is going to get a lot simpler. I'm hearing like you wake up every day and you're like, I know what I want to do today. I know what I'm going to set out to do today. Maybe you just focus on 1 or 2 things. You don't have to worry about random things coming out of left field and like eating up 4 hours of your day. It's quiet. It's quiet. It's simple. Ooh, I'm excited for you because I know how overwhelming life can get and how things can eat up your time. I keep using the word eating. It feels like something parasitic on your time and energy. And it's not necessarily like something or someone that is bad, so to speak, but it's just not, it's not aligned. It's not what you want to be doing. So yeah, I know how like mentally overwhelming that can be when you always feel like there's not enough time and you have a bajillion things to do. And I just feel like with this mindset shift and realizing that you have the key to free yourself and you can like give yourself permission to say, F this, life is going to get so much simpler and quieter and like you can hear yourself think and you have time to take care of yourself. So I think things are going to be subtracted from your life before they're added. Let's look at the long term. We have the Eight of Wands in the upright. Oh my gosh, that's so poetic. And now I'm thinking of that phrase, poetic justice, because we started off the reading with justice in reverse, and there was a feeling of like something didn't work out for you and it felt unfair. And now we're literally ending the reading with justice in the upright. So if something doesn't work out or hasn't worked out in your favor, you're definitely getting another chance at success, another chance at manifesting your desire. For some of you, it may come in a different form. So it's just depending on what you want and what feels right for you. So please feel free to claim either of these interpretations. Let's say you auditioned somewhere or you applied somewhere and you got rejected. This could either be that same company, that same organization, whatever, coming back and saying, actually, we want you. Or it could be a different one that's even better. If like a person of interest rejected you, it could be them coming back and saying, I made a mistake, I was so foolish. Or it could be a new person, someone better, who is coming in and giving you what you truly deserve. So that's going to be based on what would truly feel like justice to you. What would truly feel, I feel like this is that moment of resolution. Like everything worked out perfectly. This is exactly what I could have wanted. Whatever feels like that to you, is the interpretation I would claim. Because I'm guessing that for some of you, like if you were rejected by someone or something, you may be like, okay, I don't want anything to do with you, then on to the next, It really depends. Some of you may really have your heart set on like one person, one place, one opportunity. So it's really subjective what would feel like justice to you, but that's what this card is representing for the longer term impact. With the Eight of Wands, there's so many ways that I can interpret this. It's interesting that we were talking about your life kind of slowing down and getting quieter, because the Eight of Wands can indicate now things are picking up and things are getting busier. So it's almost like you had to kind of, you had to pull the weeds from your garden so that you could plant new seeds. And now those seeds are growing very quickly because there's nothing in your life that is suffocating them. There's nothing in your life that is like pulling you away. I feel like this represents the time where you can really focus and invest your energy in what you truly want and what you truly enjoy. And things growing and manifesting quickly. You're building something long term. You're building something that is worth protecting. Some of you in the past have been through chapters of your life where it was like you were working so hard to build something, but it was for survival. So it wasn't like emotionally you truly cared and resonated with what you were building. It was just a way to survive, or it was just a way to make ends meet, a way to get by. Now it's like you're building something with purpose. You're building something that you truly identify with and resonate with. And you don't just enjoy the end result of what you built, but you genuinely enjoy the process of building, of laying down the bricks, so to speak. Also, there could be some favorable communications coming in. I know that's kind of vague, but hearing from someone, this feels like getting some kind of invitation or offer that is really exciting. It could be an opportunity overseas or an opportunity out of town, or with something that just feels kind of bigger than you, because I'm remembering this beyond the ordinary message of you may need to suspend your judgment a little bit with the opportunities that are coming your way. You're capable of more than you think. And this card, the Eight of Wands, it has Sagittarius energy. So there is this kind of expansive feeling to it, like, oh, this is something that is bigger than me. This is something that's going to challenge my growth. That's going to encourage me to grow and to take up more space. This is also you finally giving yourself permission to take up more space. I just saw a scenario where it's like you're receiving an email or a DM, and you have to kind of do a double take and check if it's real because whatever they're offering you might kind of seem too good to be true. So you're like, wait, let me check that this is the real, maybe like someone's reaching out to you and at first you think it's a fake account. Or you're like, wait, is this company legit? Because this seems too good to be true. And then you kind of have to do some research and background check. And then it turns out that it is real and you're like, what the heck is going on? I just saw that scenario playing out for some of you. Yeah, and other than overseas or out of town opportunities, you could just get to experience traveling out of town or traveling overseas, especially because I do feel like this new life that you're in offers you a lot more freedom. And it feels like something that was maybe keeping you stuck where you are is gone. Whatever was keeping you stuck is gone, and now there's more options for you. Some of you could be in a situation where you can work from anywhere you want. Like you can travel around, you can work remotely, or your financial situation is improving such that your options for where you want to live are expanding. You could like move closer to your job or move closer to family or move somewhere that is better, more convenient for your family, rather than being outside of town to save money. Like some of you could be really, there's more availability for where you can live. I could interpret it that way as well. That could also be interpreted in a passport visa kind of way. More availability to choose where you want to go, more freedom of movement. Basically, that could also be like getting a car, getting a vehicle, fixing a vehicle, something like that. Is there anything else? Let's just peek at the bottom of your oracle deck for final words of guidance. We have a powerful move. Once I make my move, what is it? The queen will take me. Then you're free to check the king. No, Ron, no. What is it? He's going to sacrifice himself. No, you can't. There must be another way. Sorry, I'm going to stop now. Anyway. I like that this card is solar plexus because we were just talking about you taking up space and recognizing your worth. That feels very solar plexus-y to me. This kind of looks like a globe as well. It also kind of looks like a soccer ball. So soccer, football could be significant for some of you. There is a feeling of you being on top of the world, of truly triumphing over your limiting beliefs. And I honestly feel like some of the limiting beliefs and like the mean things that inner voice would say to you, like the things that you once took so seriously and believed so much, now when you hear them, it's like you could laugh. You recognize the silliness of it. And I feel like the best way to show your limiting belief whose boss is to like laugh in its face. It's not even like, it's like you're not even mad at it anymore. You're past that stage. And now when you hear that narrative, you just can't help but laugh that narrative that would seek to make you small. And that's how you really, all the doors will open for you in life. And I guess if I could take advice from this card, your guides may be suggesting to like see the absurdity in some of the narratives that are in your head that put you down or that keep you small. I think it's easy to see them with anger, and very, very reasonable and very understandable to be angry towards them. But they kind of lose their power when you realize how ridiculous they are and how like the people who perpetuate these narratives are really just silly little clowns. They're just like teeny little clown. I don't know. They're just silly. They're like little worms. No offense to worms though. I didn't know what to call them because I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to be disrespectful to any little creatures, you know? But just realize how much smaller they are than you and try to see the absurdity in them because they really are absurd. Yeah. I think that's everything for my group 1. So thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extended readings that we do on this channel every month, and you can also watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings for the members. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number 2s, so if you guys chose the purple fluorite with chalcedony and the lotus blue butterfly card from the Secret Language of Animals Oracle, this is going to be your reading. I just wanted to start by pulling one more card from this oracle deck that you guys chose, just to see if there's anything that your guides want you to know or keep in mind before getting into the reading. Is there anything my group 2s need to know before we get into it? Okay, I just heard, I don't know if this is for everyone, but okay, I just saw 4-4. So that's definitely saying you're on the right path, keep doing what you're doing. And I heard the ones who will get it, and the ones who won't. That feels like keep doing what you're doing, stick to your original vision, and just trust that whoever's meant to get it will get it, whoever's meant to resonate with it will resonate with it. Is there anything my group 2s need to know? There could be a friend or someone close to you who's gonna help you soon, like with some advice or words of encouragement. Or a friend is gonna offer you a perspective that kind of refreshes you and makes you realize that you don't need to be so hard on yourself. We have Mountain Gorilla, looks determined, with the number 12, reverence, contemplation, community, and inner calm. My eyes are going to this number 12 on the card, and it's making me think of the Hanged Man card in tarot. I definitely feel like there's a strong message for this group of keep doing what you're doing. Stick to your original vision. Stick to your original plan. For this group, I feel like there's something you want to do, something that you're determined to do, but because of possible like delays or setbacks that you experienced, you may start feeling tempted to change your plan or change your approach. And I feel like your guides are saying you've got something really good going on. It's gonna be worth the wait. The delays won't last forever. So this is not the time. Like, if you genuinely want to change something, then disregard this message. But I feel like this is a message for those of you who are like feeling tempted to change something or feeling like you should change something because progress has been slow or because there's been these setbacks. So maybe I should do something differently. But I feel like if you stick it out a little bit longer, if you persevere and really like stick to your guns, I think is the expression, like, hold your vision, then it's going to pay off. So if you're experiencing delays, I'm hearing don't panic. Everything's going to be okay. It's temporary. And it's not a sign that like, oh, you're doing something wrong. You need to change something. Your original vision, your original plan, what you originally wanted to do, like, it's good. Your guides are confirming that. It's good. It has potential. I'm like smelling and tasting honey, and somehow the sweetness of the honey feels like a reward. So it's like you're working hard, but the rewards will be sweet. It's going to be worth it. So if this is making sense for you, then maybe this is your group. If this is not making sense at all, maybe this is not your group. But yeah, I feel like the message is persevere and stick to what you're doing, because you're on the right path. And don't let temporary delays fool you or sway you. All right, so I would also say, just as a general message for my group twos, if you're feeling like there's something about you or something about your life that you're wanting to change, just make sure that that desire to change is really coming from you. Like, it's a genuine desire that you have, rather than doing so out of pressure or doing so from a place of lack or a place of like you're getting antsy, you're getting nervous. Okay, this is just an example that came to my mind. And I think it's just to illustrate the energy, although this could literally be the case for some of you. I just saw a scenario where you sent someone a message and it's been a while and they haven't responded. And so you start panicking and you're like, oh, maybe I should unsend the message. Maybe I should edit it. When in reality, the delay is just a temporary pause. It doesn't mean anything has gone wrong or like you need to switch something up. So it's like finding comfort in the discomfort of waiting and trusting that whatever you did was good and does not need to be changed. Yeah, there's a discomfort in the wait. And your guides are saying like to find comfort in the discomfort and to trust what you previously did so that you don't like panic and go in and start moving things around. Yeah, if this is making sense for you, then this is your group. So, without further ado, what is the little thing that will shift everything for my group twos? That's so funny. We have the Hanged Man. Wow, then that is a surefire sign that any delays, that any pauses in action are working in your favor. I also just heard I said what I said. So I think for some of you, there's a message about not retracting your statement, not modifying your statement. Like if you sent someone a message or if you spoke your mind recently or you're going to do that, really stand your ground and stand behind what you said. Because you know that you meant it. So you know that you meant it, so we're not going to back out now. We have 2 cards coming out. We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the 7 of Wands in reverse. 2 cards coming out at the same time, and they're both 7s. That feels relevant. We have 2 12s and 2 7s. So those numbers could be significant. December 7th or July 12th could be an important date, or also like the year 2017 could be significant, or February 17, July 21st. I don't know. Any date that has those numbers in it. December something, whatever. I don't think I'm going to spend too much time on these cards because I honestly feel like they're basically just repeating and confirming what I already said. And I don't want to be a broken record, but what I do want you to take from this is that any delays you're experiencing are absolutely happening in your favor. This upright card feels like something external that is happening to you, but that ultimately is happening for you, while the reverse cards feel like something that is happening internally. The 7 of Pentacles represents that energy where you're waiting for the results to come, you're waiting for something to pay off, and it's taking a really long time, and you start to worry if it's worth it. Where I feel like the 7 of Wands, sometimes I feel like the 7 of Wands is the card of doing too much. Like you are just entirely doing too much. And so there may be that anxious feeling of like, I didn't do enough, I need to do more, I need to do this, I need to do that to make things happen faster. This reminds me of when I was at the airport and my flight got delayed, and I started like running around trying to change my flight and get on a new one, and I just made things way more complicated, because then like I switched my flight, but then the original flight that I was supposed to be on ended up leaving first. And if I had just waited a bit longer, I could have gotten on the first flight. It's like all of my scrambling around and panicking, and like, because I was so uncomfortable in the waiting of it all. I was so uncomfortable in the idea that I could be losing time, that I just ended up making things messy and losing even more time. So if you're taking action from a place of panic, of like, oh no, this is a waste of time. Oh no, I need to speed things up. Oh no, I'm not going to reach my goal fast enough. That could certainly backfire. And I don't know why I keep feeling this discomfort in that decision to like sit and wait. Some of you may be the type of person who can't sit still, or you always like need to be busy. You always need to be doing something or working on something. And so being in that energy of like, no, I've done my part and now I'm gonna wait for the universe to respond, that could make you feel really uneasy. Maybe constantly like taking action and constantly working on something makes you feel like in control of the situation. But that energy seems like it could backfire. And so I think the butterfly effect is like, the little thing that will change everything is just accepting the wait and standing on your original decision and not panicking and changing it. So we're gonna pull some cards from the next deck and see, what does that actually look like in your life? We have the Queen of Cups. I'm tasting pineapple, but it's more like candy. Pineapple candy, or like candied pineapple or something like that. We have the Six of Cups in reverse and the Magician in the upright. And we have the Four of Coins. I don't know, like if this reading is just gonna be the same message repeated, but you know, the Four of Coins is like, you see the person holding on to the coins and literally standing on the coins in some decks. So there really is a feeling of standing your ground. In the traditional imagery of these cards, we would see a person like clutching the coin against their body. The Queen of Cups is also holding the cup close to her. So this is definitely not about letting go of your desire or like letting go of the outcome that you want. Yeah, this is not letting go of the outcome at all. It's actually just recognizing that the universe knows the best process, that the universe knows more than you do, and that whatever is unfolding is actually the way to bring you your desired outcome. Some of you may feel like if I let go of control, that means I'm letting go of the outcome. That means the outcome is not going to happen. Recognizing that bringing about your desired outcome is a process of co-creation, and that surrender to like let the universe do its part, that part that you can't see, that part that's on the other side of the curtain, I want to say. Trusting that unseen forces are working, that yes, are out of your control, but that respect your wishes and respect your desire. I feel like that could be a challenge for you sometimes. And when things are not unfolding exactly how you envisioned it, some alarm bells go off and like you think that something is going wrong. So how this shift manifests is like you trusting, and I also think slowing down. Like in this row of cards, we have a lot of earth and water energy, which are the slower suits. So yeah, it's like the more you trust, the more you will naturally slow down. When you're in a hurry and when you're trying to do a lot quickly, that could be a sign that you're not trusting the universe's role in your co-creation process. You're not trusting that the universe is going to come with its pieces of the puzzle and do its part. It's not like you have to actively try to slow down, but I think that's definitely going to be a natural byproduct when you start to really trust and internalize that, oh, everything is going to be okay. Oh, my desired outcome is actively being prepared for me, and it will come to me, and I don't have to chase it. You will naturally slow down. Some of you may also consciously or unconsciously associate like constantly actively chasing your goal as like the proof that you want it badly enough and therefore you deserve it. You might have a subconscious belief that if I just sit back and let it come to me, that means I don't really want it that much. That means I'm not really serious about it. And if I'm not really that serious about it, therefore I don't deserve it. Because the Seven of Wands can also have this feeling of really like, I need to prove myself. I need to prove that I'm worthy of this. I need to prove that I did enough. And so constantly being in like a chasing energy or a busy energy could be coming from some inner need of like, I need to prove to myself that I want it badly enough. There could even be a wound there about feeling like you need to prove to someone or prove to the world that your desire is valid, especially if you've had dreams and passions that were kind of, I heard scoffed. I'm not sure if I know exactly what that word is, like scoffed by others, or, you know, not taken seriously by others. Oh, that's what you want to do? Like that kind of vibe. They don't take your passion seriously. They don't take what you're working towards seriously. And so some of you may have this feeling of like, I need to prove that it's like a worthy cause, and I need to prove that like this is serious and I really want it. And maybe there's like this subconscious desire to prove someone wrong from your past, or like, I don't know, or prove past you right. But there's not a lot of room for the universe to bring things to you and for you to be in a receptive state. When I saw the Six of Cups in reverse, it did feel like letting go of the past, because you are this magical manifester with the Magician. But when the Magician energy is out of balance, it can become this energy that is like controlling or obsessive over the process of manifestation. And I feel like this is kind of hinting that that could come from a past wound where maybe your desire was not validated, your desire was not respected, your desire was not taken seriously. And now you feel like, I have to prove that this is real and this is serious and that I can do it and that I'm worthy of it. And so when things feel like they're plateauing or stagnating or slowing down, or you feel like you're not doing enough, that could be really uneasy. And by the way, like for my group twos who are listening to this and resonate with that feeling like you need to prove it, like you need to prove yourself, I feel like you have proven yourself enough. I think the thing you can do here that will shift everything is letting yourself be in a receptive energy. Being okay with not always being in action mode. You know, like you plant the seeds, you water them, you fertilize them, then you step back and you let them do their own thing. This is the time to let the universe do its thing, to let nature do its thing, because your manifestation growing at this point, it's like a process of nature. And I feel like sometimes you panic and kind of interfere with it. And that could be impeding the growth of something. So that is our task for my group twos. You've mastered your role in the co-creation process. Now it's time to see what the universe can do for you. So we just have a card fall on the floor. The short-term impact of this will be the Two of Wands, and we'll get one more. Okay, there's a lot going on. These just fell on my lap. It's the Lovers, the King of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. So that's crazy. Like I only wanted to pull 2 cards for the short-term impact, but we got 4. So I think this is your guide saying that a lot will happen quickly once you master this energy. Once you're like, you know what, universe, I trust you. I'm just gonna chill. Like I've done enough. I trust that I've done my part, and I'm just gonna chill, and I'm just gonna let you do your thing, and I'm gonna trust that it's coming to me, and I'm gonna trust that whatever I'm experiencing right now is all part of my manifestation making its way to me. Even if the process is a little bit different than what I envisioned, I trust that you know what you're doing, universe. So I'm here for the ride. I know that everything you do is to bring me closer to my desired outcome. I trust that. I trust your vision. I trust our vision together. As soon as you can enter into that like trusting and surrendering energy, I feel like things are going to unfold very quickly. We were just talking about, we had a lot of earth and water energy here, which is slower. Now here we have all fire and air energy, which is fast. So it's like, it's kind of this ironic thing where the second you embrace the energy of like waiting to receive, like just relaxing and waiting to receive, things start coming in really fast. We have the Two of Wands here, which feels like some kind of opportunity that is coming your way, an opportunity to, for a new venture or to expand a current venture of yours. We have new partnerships coming in with the Lovers. You could definitely claim this as like a romantic offer coming in or a romantic union coming in. It doesn't have to be that. For those of you who are not interested in romance, the Lovers is just really about relationships of all kinds. And I do feel like for a lot of my group twos, this could be multiple partnerships that are coming in. I'm hearing people who want to help you and people who want to open doors for you, whatever that may be. I'm also hearing someone's going to open a door that you couldn't open yourself because they have the key. So new partnerships are coming in to grant you access to spaces that you previously couldn't access. Whether those are like professional spaces, social circles, like certain fields that you've wanted to be in, opportunities that you couldn't access by yourself, connections that you couldn't access by yourself. People are coming to open those doors for you. And then what I'm also seeing is that after they open the door and let you into that space, they will make you a copy of your own key so that next time you don't need them to open the door for you. You don't need them to grant you access. You can let yourself in. Yeah. So you're getting help from these new partnerships, and then it's creating a situation where now you can like authorize yourself to access certain spaces or to access certain opportunities. You're really being not just given like a visitor's pass to these new spaces, but really being let in and accepted. I think your world is expanding. So for those of you who have felt like your world is really small, like the opportunities available to you are really small, the connections available to you, the resources available to you are really small. I feel like that's all just being blown open for you. You're definitely going to, okay, I heard the vision that you haven't been able to realize because of a lack of resources, you're finally going to be able to realize that vision. This feels like something you've wanted to create. And like the vision of it, okay, this makes so much sense. Like the vision of it is so vivid in your mind. Like this is what I want it to look like. You know, if I only had the budget, if I only had the equipment, if I only knew the right people with the right expertise, like I could execute this vision so perfectly, but like I don't have the tools at my disposal. This makes so much sense with the very first message of your reading, which was like, don't feel tempted to change your vision, just wait. This is just one example to illustrate the energy, but I'm imagining someone who wants to make a music video. That's just like the first example coming to my mind. And they have such a clear like storyline. They know what they want, like the visuals to look like and the effects and the costume changes and all this stuff, the location, whatever. And they're like, they just don't know the right people to make it happen, or they don't have the money to make it happen, or like the technical knowledge to make it happen. And then they start thinking like, oh, maybe I should just do something more simple because, you know, it's already been like a year and I really should make it. So, but this is saying like, no, your vision is so good. Like your vision is so good. It's gonna get realized. You just need to wait a little bit longer and then you can execute the full vision. And you know what, group 2? I don't say this all the time, okay? Sometimes I'm doing readings and I'm like, just do what you can right now with what you have right now. But for you guys, I don't know. I wanna say like, whatever big vision you have for something you want to create or something you want to execute, like your guides are saying it's so freaking good. Like, please don't change it because you feel like it's taking too long or like you're discouraged that the help isn't going to come in, because it is. Like, I don't know who this lovers is, if it's like a lover literally or just like helpful people. I think for most of you, it's just helpful people. But they're gonna make sure that your full vision and your full idea gets executed. And it will happen fast. It's like the second you surrender, it comes in quickly. So let's see what the long-term impact is. We have the 3 of Cups. Yeah, definitely new partnerships coming in. There could be absolutely like a social circle expanding, networking. I do feel like there's an aspect of friendship as well with the 3 of Cups, which that makes sense too, because there was that message about like getting advice or getting help from a friend. So it could be friends who are coming to your aid, or the new partnerships, like the people coming in to help you will become your friends. Some of you are manifesting soul family members too, like the lovers and the 3 of Cups. That is giving soul family to me. So, okay. Yeah, you're definitely like, you're creating something or you're executing some idea out in the world. And it really is a representation of you. Your vision and your creations are truly a representation of your essence and your true colors. And so I feel like this is a matter of you not settling. You know, if the resources and the tools at your disposal right now are not sufficient to create something that is a genuine reflection of you, this is being okay with the wait rather than feeling pressure of, okay, I'll just release or produce or whatever, or create like a discount version of me, like diet group 2, discount group 2. No, I'm gonna wait until I can execute this manifestation in a way that really reflects me. And if that takes longer, fine. If I have to wait and do nothing and just like sit on it for some time, fine. I'm not gonna let these ants in my pants make me compromise my vision. I feel like that is really the message for my group 2s, and you not compromising on your vision and putting something out into the world. The long-term implications of that is you meeting your soul family. So, I mean, what could be more important than that? Your people. Okay, let's get one more. We have the 3 of Wands in the reverse. We have 2 3s. Whoa, I don't know what just happened, but that card made me feel kind of dizzy. like, I don't know what that was. Like, I felt like I had been spinning around. You know when you spin and spin and then you stop spinning and it still feels like the room is spinning? I just kind of got that feeling. I feel like you've been doing a lot, group 2. Like, you've been really busy for a long time. And I think you are letting go of a part of you that was chasing like growth just for the sake of growth. Like reaching bigger and bigger milestones just because, like, because that's what you're supposed to do, because that's what everyone else is doing, because we're instilled with this idea that more is automatically better, that bigger is automatically better. And I feel like that way of living gets overwhelming. And I think once you commit to only putting things out into the world that truly reflect you and your vision and your soul, and I think being with your soul family is really going to help that, it's going to make life so much easier and so much less overwhelming. And group 1 kind of got a similar message about letting go of pursuits that were not actually your idea to begin with, but that were kind of impressed on you by society. And I feel like society often says, like, grow it more, scale it more, do it bigger, even if that's not actually what you want. When we see someone growing, we assume they're successful, they're doing well, but maybe that growth is empty, or maybe they're not enjoying it. And I feel like your priority is radically shifting to just like authenticity. And sometimes being in your authenticity will mean that you're doing big things and making big moves. And other times it will be smaller scale. And you're not really concerned about that. You're not really concerned about the size of something or the rate of growth. You're just concerned about, is this an authentic reflection of who I am right now? Is my heart and soul in this? And if the answer is yes, then I am successful. Then I am abundant. And just the joy of manifesting with your soul family alongside you, that's so precious. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Just like being in your own unique energy and celebrating it, and being around your loved one's unique energy and celebrating it. I think you've been really busy for this past chapter of your life, and maybe for several chapters, and maybe it does literally feel like your head is spinning. And this just feels like an energy of slowing down. And when you slow down, things move more smoothly and the right things come to you. All right, I just want to, before we finish the reading, I want to look at the bottom of this deck that you chose. We have Earth. Wow. Physical body, grounding, nurture, cultivate. Yeah, this is the perfect card to finish the reading. Wow, underneath wood, earth and wood. This is so grounding. Growth, connection, support, renewal. This is definitely a message of like, slow down, come back to earth, come back to your body. Oh, and they both have a paw print. Maybe there's also like an animal soulmate in your future, or an animal spirit who's looking down on you, watching over you. That paw print is so cute. What was I saying? Coming down to earth and coming back to your body, I think, is the advice that your guides would give you. That I've never gotten that head spinning feeling in a reading. At least I don't think so. But it definitely felt like my feet were coming off the ground and I was spinning up in my head. And this feeling of just like coming back to your body and feeling the earth below you, it feels really calming. Connecting to the earth literally could be the move right now for some of my group twos, like literally just being outside. Even when I just take Yumi for a walk, speaking of paw prints, and I'm walking around my neighborhood and I just kind of, you know, when I'm walking, I can really just get in my head and get in my thoughts. But if I make an effort to like come out of my head and look at the flowers and look at the different plants and enjoy the breeze, it really does make a huge difference. So maybe being outside, walking, and being mindful of like taking in the different things you're seeing, especially elements of nature, that could be helpful to calm your mind. But yeah, I think in general, this is a message of slowing down. And I'm remembering there's some, I don't know if it's like someone's quote. Someone said, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So if you want to go faster, ironically, it's good to slow down, because when you try to speed up, then you're going to start like panicking and making mistakes. And I feel like that sums up this reading quite well. So anyway, group twos, that is everything that I have for you today. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships, where you can watch all the extendeds that we do every month, the extended readings, as well as full-length pick a card readings for the members. And I'll link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, of course, your wonderful soul family, and any animal spirits that you have with you, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the Celestite and this Trust card from the Divine Abundance Oracle, this is going to be a reading. There's a couple things that I want to mention just before we get into it. I was tasting vanilla a few moments ago, and so I looked up the spiritual significance of vanilla, and it says vanilla holds a deep spiritual meaning associated with love, comfort, and sensual attraction, often linked to the planet Venus and the heart chakra to promote emotional healing. So that could be a message for some of you. And then also, I actually forgot about this until just now because I filmed the intro for this reading yesterday, but I remembered that when I was holding up your card and your crystal, I was burping a lot. And then today, before I started filming your group, I was burping a lot again. And that did not happen for the other groups. So the small shift that changes everything for my group threes could be about you saying something. Because when I know readers will interpret burping in different ways, I feel like it's something to do with releasing something from your throat, you know? So saying something, saying your truth, getting something out into the open. So maybe this is gonna be if you tell someone something, or if you send that message, if you speak your truth, that's going to change everything. We'll see. Maybe this reading is gonna talk about something else and just a few of you needed to claim that message, but I wanted to mention that. I also even feel like Celestite or blue stones in general support the throat chakra and support, clarity, mental and emotional clarity, and connecting with your truth. So I do feel like that could be relevant for many of my group threes. And I just saw 222 also, which seems fitting when we're talking about Venus and the heart chakra. All right, let's get into it. So I want to just pull one more card from this oracle deck. and see if there's anything that your guides want you to know or keep in mind throughout this reading. We have right action. Aparigraha literally means let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. For those of you who are resonating with that message of speaking your truth, just know that whatever happens after that is not your job to control. Like, sharing your truth is always going to be the right thing to do. And thus, whatever happens after that is going to be the thing that was meant to happen. Because if something is only staying in your life because you're not speaking your truth, then its very foundation in your life is rooted in inauthenticity. So now I'm thinking of like the truth will set you free. If you live in your truth, that will ensure that whatever remains in your life is resonant with your truth, and whatever is not resonant with your truth will leave. Speaking your truth will always be the right thing to do, I want to say. Also, if there's another action that you have in mind that's not necessarily about communicating something, but just, a step you've been thinking of taking. I'm hearing some of you have been thinking of like turning a new leaf in your life, starting something new. And this card is confirming that is the right step to take. Okay. So finally, we'll get into our tarot. Well, not finally, because it's still the beginning, but we're gonna pull a couple of cards to see what is the small thing that will shift everything for my group threes. I have a really weird visual right now of, it's like a dream. It feels like the kind of stress dreams that people have where you show up somewhere important, but you're like in your pajamas. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot to get dressed. And like, everyone's dressed so nicely and I'm in my pajamas. Those kind of like dumb dreams you have when you're stressed that would like never actually happen. I just saw a situation like that, and it could be a metaphor for my group threes. You're feeling underprepared for something. Underprepared, underqualified. I'm hearing like, what if I look dumb? But however you're showing up is perfect. Maybe it was actually a pajama party. Like you think you're underdressed, but you're dressed perfectly for the occasion. And that's definitely a metaphor for something. You think you're underprepared, you think you're under-delivering, but it's actually what you're offering is perfect. Okay, so we have 3 cards for you. We have the Death card in reverse. We have the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. And we have the King of Cups in the upright. So, okay. When I saw the Death card in reverse, I got quite emotional because I feel like the first step to changing everything in your life is admitting that you haven't moved on. Like admitting that you're not over something. Recognizing the truth that your heart has been telling you this whole time. You're not ready to move on. Or maybe you don't want to. if I kind of tie that into the previous message about speaking your truth, there may be some of you who were like, oh, you know, that's a thing of the past, or it's been such a long time, it doesn't matter anymore. And the truth is your heart is saying, well, it still matters to me. So this is just for some of you, but there may be like something you need to address, even if it's something in the past, even if it happened a long time ago, it still matters to your heart. It's still fresh in your heart. And so it deserves to be addressed. But I also feel like there's something that maybe a feeling, an emotion that you try to kind of rationalize away and act less attached than you actually are, or like try to convince yourself that you're detached when in reality your heart is still attached. So I think it's like the first step is admitting what your heart has been saying this whole time. And it's like something like, I still care about this still matters to me, I still want this, I'm not over this, I haven't moved on, like this is still important. It's something like that. Whatever it is, like it hasn't died. The emotion hasn't died. The longing hasn't died. And the first step is acknowledging that. We do have a queen and a king here, which could be, because it's two people, it could be relating to a partnership, especially because the two cats are facing away from each other. So maybe for some of you, there's like a connection or a partnership where like there's unfinished business, or you kind of went your separate ways with someone, but there's still some things that you wanted to say to them. Like I almost can see you coming back and saying like, and another thing, like you still had things that you wanted to say to them. And this could be anything, right? Like for some of you, maybe it's like, I miss you. For some of you, maybe it's like, and by the way, this still hurts me, that thing that you did. Like, you know, this can range across many different emotions, positive, negative, but it's like, it does feel like there's something you still have to say. And it doesn't matter that time has gone by, because if business is unfinished, it's unfinished. There's no expiry date on emotions or on your truth, and it seems like it's still relevant. For others of you, this could be a goal or a dream of yours that didn't seem to work out, and so you try to convince yourself, oh, you know, that's a thing of the past, and that was a silly dream to be chasing, and I've moved on to more realistic things, but actually there's still this longing in your heart that wants to make it happen. So I think it's just, the first step is admitting that something's not over and an emotion is still very much alive. And when I saw the Queen of Pentacles, I was also thinking something wants to manifest, something wants to be made tangible. But you have to honor that it's there in your heart in order to make it tangible. So let's pull some cards from a different deck now and see how this actually manifests. For those of you who are creatives, there may also be a feeling of the moment has passed. So let's say you had an idea in the past that was very relevant for that moment in time. And now you're like, oh, but some years have gone by, and if I were to create this idea now, like the moment is over. It's not relevant anymore. The window that I could have created this has passed. The culture has moved on. The people have moved on. It's outdated. You know, some of you may be thinking like that. Something has passed its window. Something is too late. Something is outdated. And I feel like your heart and soul are saying, well, F that, because you create the moment. You can express yourself however you want, whenever you want. Doesn't matter what the trends are, you know? There's no expiry date on you expressing yourself, I say once again. Maybe for some of you it's like an age thing. I could have done it when I was younger, but now I can't. It's never too late. That's funny. I'm just thinking about, I was watching an interview of a famous DJ the other day, and he's talking about how he found success later in life, but he's literally in his 30s. Like, I don't know, that seems young to like have this huge success, but there's this pressure to succeed when you're like still a baby. It's crazy. Okay, anyway. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. We have Temperance in the upright. Interesting. Why is this manifesting as... Okay, so we're expressing ourselves, but we're doing it in a controlled way. Because the cup is pouring out. But with Temperance, we're doing it in a controlled and intentional way. And then we have the Eight of Swords. So both Temperance and the Eight of Swords have themes of restraint. And then we have the Knight of Cups, which if in the reverse, which if this were in the upright, it would definitely look like just going straight ahead. And just letting everything flow out of you. But this is not about holding back your emotion, but it's about releasing it in a steady stream rather than a tidal wave. Letting it out little by little rather than dumping it. I could say like that too. So, for example, if you hadn't talked to someone in a few months and there's been a million thoughts and emotions stirring around in you, this would not look like, you know, suddenly reaching out and dumping everything that you've been thinking and feeling on them. Yes, we're expressing our truth, but we can do so in a controlled way over time. We can put out a little feeler at first. We can gradually build to that. So I guess there is a piece of advice here to avoid kind of 0 to 100 thinking, to avoid this, you know, it's now or never, I'm gonna go all out right now kind of thinking. And I'm hearing the word increment, like let it happen incrementally. Because this will be a practice. Expressing your truth and expressing your emotions will be a practice. Maybe this is kind of a weird thing to compare it to, but it's like if you decided that you're gonna start exercising and then you're like, okay, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna exercise for 2 hours every day. That's probably not a great idea. Like, we get that you're passionate about it and we appreciate the enthusiasm, but let's do this little by little. So, okay, another example is coming to my mind where you have a person of interest and you've been feeling really strongly towards them. Maybe you've had some spiritual experiences. You feel like this could be a soulmate of yours. You've seen some signs to confirm that. But that doesn't mean speaking your truth looks like you going up to them and saying, "Hi, I believe that you are my soulmate and I've been having all these dreams about you and I think that we have a soul bond and like blah, blah, blah." This is, this is not me saying that you have to like radically dump everything out and radically expose everything all at once. Maybe living in your truth just looks like saying hi to that person, liking something that they posted, starting a little conversation, asking about them, making a little step to get closer to them. So, yeah, there's definitely a little piece of advice about not getting carried away in the rush of emotion or in some kind of like heat of the moment. But just showing that you're ready to start moving towards what you feel a longing to. You don't have to expose all of that longing right away and like go all out, but just show the universe like, hey, I'm making little efforts to get closer to the thing that lights my heart up. That is enough. And if there's certain things that you don't feel comfortable sharing yet, or that would just seem weird to lay all out right now, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're being inauthentic. You're just pacing yourself. Yeah. All right, so let's see what the short-term impact of this will be. There's also a message about dreams and reality starting to blur together. So you might have experiences where maybe you're having a weird deja vu, or you can't remember if something happened in your waking life or if it happened in a dream. I know recently I've been dreaming about things that have already happened in my life, but they're playing out in a dreamy kind of way where it's like, I don't know. I have Neptune on my natal Mercury right now, so things are blurring together. We have the Empress in reverse. We have the Six of Cups. And we have the Seven of Wands. I'm hearing 3D proof. I also like this Six of Cups because it is a past energy, but it's very fond and sweet. So I definitely feel like there's a longing in your heart that's been there for a long time that is finally ready to be realized. And oh, this is really sweet. Okay, so this longing is finally ready to be realized. I think that 3D proof message indicates, a longing of your heart, or a vision that you've had in your heart for a long time is now playing out in the 3D, in your waking life. That's where things might start to get blurry and trippy, because you'll be experiencing things here in the waking world and having weird deja vu because it's exactly like something that you've dreamed, or it's exactly like a vision that you've seen. And I feel like in the short-term future, like your dreams and your reality will start blurring together, and it's going to be kind of trippy for a while. maybe some dreams that you've had in the past are finally starting to make sense. Like, oh, that's what those symbols were trying to tell me. That's what those messages were about. But it's very sweet because as these things play out for you, as the longings of your heart play out in the 3D, it does feel very familiar. It feels familiar and it feels natural. Like, of course this would happen. Then you realize how much effort it took to convince yourself that this longing wasn't there, or to convince yourself that it was not realistic, or to convince yourself that it wouldn't happen, or to convince yourself to move on. Convince yourself how detached you are. You realize that that actually took so much extra effort versus just allowing this to happen and allowing this love for whatever or whomever this is to exist was the more easy and natural thing. So I think there's a bittersweetness here with the Empress in reverse. Definitely a sweetness because you're experiencing what your heart has always longed for. But there's kind of a sadness in that there's a realization of how you had betrayed yourself in the past. There was a desire that you were denying. And now that it's playing out and it feels so natural and warm and like familiar, it's like, I don't know, it feels kind of sad. Like, I wish I had just allowed myself to enjoy this emotion. I'm hearing, I wish I allowed this emotion to color my life more freely in the past, because when I denied it and suppressed it, it made my life kind of like bleak and gray. Realizing how you had suppressed your heart before, this Venusian loving energy of the Empress in reverse, it really does feel like a suppression of the heart. And it's funny that I just dropped it and it like went face down. I'm even thinking of the vanilla, that vanilla energy that I picked up on at the beginning. It said it was related to, you know, emotional comfort and the heart chakra and Venus energy. I feel like some of you have really been suppressing that energy in you. What or whom you truly love. And that it all changes when you just let yourself feel how you feel without trying to dissect it or diagnose it, without trying to assign a value to it of like, this is like a good thing that I feel this way or a bad thing that I feel this way. Not like assigning a value to it. I don't know how to say that, but like, it just is. It's just my truth. It just is. And it's valid because I feel it. Yeah. Once you do that, then you can start to, and again, you don't have to like dump it all out at once, but just make a little move to show the universe, like, I'm listening to my heart. I'm listening. I'm letting it guide me. I can say from experience that this pays off. If you just speak your truth and just show your heart that you're listening. And that's really what it's about at the end of the day. Like, do it for your heart. Show your heart that you heard it and you care. And you believe in its vision. Because not doing that sucks. And that is no way to live. And it's just very gray and bleak. What about the long-term impact of this? Wow, okay. I'm just thinking back to that dream scenario I mentioned where you're in your pajamas. Because like being in your pajamas, it feels very cozy and, you know, not done up, you know, just very down to earth and warm and cozy. But there was that feeling of you showing up somewhere in your pajamas and feeling like, oh no, I'm so underdressed, but you're actually not. So I feel like there's something or someone or some place you love, and you're showing up there thinking that it's going to ask from you this super like polished and perfected and done up and showing off kind of version of you. When in fact, it was asking of you the down to earth and warm and cozy version. So there's something or someone or some place that you love and you want to be there, but it feels intimidating because you're projecting that it's asking of you something more elevated, when really it's just asking you to be comfortable. Does that make sense? Because there's this feeling of you finally getting the experience you want and being like, wait, this is so comfortable. That's making me emotional. This is so comfortable. This is so nice. Like, why was I scared of this? Or why would I think I need to like deprive myself of this, or that I wasn't ready? Like, I'm ready to be cozy. I'm ready to be comfortable. What do you mean? Like, it just feels so warm and comforting. Okay. The long-term impact. This is going to be really specific, but someone could be a Scorpio sun with Venus in Libra. Let me know if you or someone close to you has that, because that would be cool. Okay, for the long-term impact, this fell on the floor, is the Two of Wands. And the Wheel of Fortune. That's so funny because when the Two of Wands came out, I was totally thinking about free will, like as opposed to fate. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be some message about free will. And then the Wheel of Fortune came out, which is very much giving fate and destiny. Maybe this is realizing that your own instincts and your own will and your own desires and your own decisions are actually aligned with your fate, and what you want and what is meant for you are the same thing. Like those are not two opposing forces. Maybe many of you have lived through your life thinking, you know, like, my heart is really pulling me in this direction, but what if that's not the universe's plan for me? And then the universe is like, well, why do you think it's in your heart in the first place, dude? Like, I don't know why, but that just reminded me of those stories where, like, those like dumb meme stories where like the person gets heart surgery and they wake up and they're like, where's so-and-so? And the doctor is like, who do you think gave you the heart? I don't know, it just reminded me of that. But it's you being like, I feel this love and this light and this longing in my heart, but like, where's the universe want me to go? And the universe is like, who do you think put that in your heart? It's the divine. Like, the thing in your heart is the divine. It's not some separate thing. But, have we been conditioned? If you had earlier experiences where following your heart felt rebellious or disobedient, like you're not following the instructions, you're not following the plan. If you follow your heart, then you could project that dynamic onto the universe. This is just me speculating. This is just like me as a person speculating. I don't think I'm channeling this. Because like I sometimes feel like the way we assume the universe behaves, or what we assume the universe wants from us, it's often like we're projecting a dynamic that we've experienced maybe in childhood or just like earlier in our life. So, you know, if we were like punished, then we think the universe is a punishing presence. If we were given generosity, we'll think that the universe is a generous presence. And so I wonder if, and maybe you can let me know if you feel comfortable sharing, like if you had earlier experiences in your life where you're like, I want to do this, and then someone told you, no, you're supposed to do this other thing. That's a bad idea. Do this instead. Then you might have internalized that dynamic and kind of copy pasted it onto your relationship with the universe and assume like, oh, I want to do this thing, then it means the universe is going to tell me to do something else. And that my idea is bad. When in fact, as you move into your longer term future, I think you're going to realize that in fact, everything your heart was longing for was aligned with your destiny. Not to be dramatic, group 3, but I think what you're going to see play out is the manifestation of your heart's deepest desire and confirmation that what you longed for was always meant for you, and that you were on the right path like this whole time. You were just in denial about it. Okay, so to finish off, I just want to look at the bottom of this oracle deck to see what final advice there is for you. Interesting. We have reframe. Something that could be helpful to my group 3s is kind of reframing your relationship with the universe, or kind of analyzing, if you feel like it, what assumptions you may make about how the universe works, how the universe will treat you, what the universe wants or expects from you. Do you feel like you need to please the universe? Do you feel like you need to meet the universe's demands? Do you feel like you need to jump through hoops so that the universe gives you what you want? I did this a few months ago, or I don't know, maybe it was like a year ago now, because time is such a blur. But it was quite revealing. And once I saw it on paper, I realized some of the assumptions I was making about the universe was like kind of crazy. I'm like, oh shit, I need to unpack this. I need to do some healing because the way I've painted the universe is a little bit problematic. So I am just projecting some wound onto the universe right now. It really can be quite eye-opening when we look at our assumptions about how the universe is operating with us. And like, how does it feel when something does manifest versus how does it feel when something doesn't manifest? And I always felt like when something didn't manifest, it was like the universe was locking me out. Like I imagined this special club and the universe wasn't letting me in. And I was like outside and there was a big brick wall and the universe was going like, haha, you can't get in. Like that's what it felt like to me. And so that can definitely be unpacked. I think, there's something about like not being allowed to access things by myself and needing to be granted access by some authority figure. But anyway, yeah, maybe if you felt called to like kind of analyze your relationship with the universe, because the universe is pretty neutral at the end of the day, you know, the universe doesn't really have an agenda other than you experiencing what you want to experience. I think a lot of the like oh, the universe is blocking you, the universe is punishing you. It's kind of like projections, but what do I know? I don't know. That's your personal experience to define and your personal relationship with the universe to define. But yeah, the affirmation on this card says, this is happening for me, not to me. And I am noticing that this card also has butterflies on it. Okay, group 3, I think that's everything that I have for you. So I'm gonna end the reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships, where you can watch all the extended readings that we do every month, as well as full-length exclusive pick a card readings for the members. And I will link my music channel down below, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.